Hey you geeks! As I take a week to decompress from the emotional roller coaster of the Stormlight Archive and reread for future reviews, I decided to tackle something lighter. Ed, Al, and the 7 Deadly Sins.
Lust, greed, sloth, gluttony, envy, wrath, pride. Those are the 7 deadly sins of man.
Today's topic is envy, everyone's favorite androgynous green monster of jealousy, from Hiromu Arakawa's Fullmetal Alchemist, and a conceptual enemy in Dante's Divine Comedy. Envy is the second tier of Dante's Mount Purgatory, and is ranked so low in hell that it applies to multiple pits. In short, we're digging into some deep shaving cream. Arakawa and Dante agree on 3 fundamentals about envy. Envy always lies, envy causes divides, and envy is ultimately blind. Envy lies. Arakawa made envy a shapeshifter, capable of spreading chaos and confusion wherever it goes.
Please tell me I'm hallucinating or something.
You really are a smart man, Lieutenant Colonel. Did you ever think that'd be the cause of your death?
Come on, have a heart, will ya? I've got a wife and daughter waiting for me. So the last thing I'm gonna do is die on them.
Similarly, Dante places the fraudulent in the second deepest pit of hell. Now fraud that eats away at every conscience is practiced by a man against another who trusts in him, or one who has no trust. This latter way seems only to cut off the bond of love that nature forges, thus are nestled within the second circle. It is not hard to connect envy to an act of fraud.
Hello, may I please speak to Taylor Waddell?
She's not home yet. Who's calling?
Oh, this is Susan from Planned Parenthood. I have her test results. If you could have her give me a call as soon as she can. It's urgent. Thank you. She's not going out with anyone.
Arakawa's envy practices all types of fraud against Ed, Al, and the people of Amestris, but envy's most vile act was starting the Ishvalan War of Extermination.
I ravaged their entire country with a single bullet. I mean, talk about invigorating.
Likewise, Dante takes special care to vilify those who bring about violence by fraud. My deeds were not those of the lion, but of the fox. The wiles and secret ways, I knew them all, and so employed their arts that my renown had reached the very boundaries of earth. The Pope asked me to give counsel. I was silent. His words seemed to me delirious. And then he said, "Your heart must not mistrust. I now absolve you in advance. Teach me to batter Palestrina to the ground. You surely know that I possess the power to lock and unlock heaven, for the keys my predecessor did not prize are 2. And I said, since you cleanse me of the sin that I must now fall into, Father, no long promises and very brief fulfillments will bring a victory to your high throne." Dante's story tells of a 2-fold fraud. First is the fraud of the Pope promising forgiveness for the future sins of his counselor. This is evident because the counselor is in hell, unforgiven. The second fraud is that which the counselor advised, to make peace and then slaughter the town Palestrina, much as Arakawa's envy brought about the slaughter of Ishval. Although Arakawa ties fraud and envy closer than Dante, his envious in purgatory are also those who would delight in the destruction of others. Envy divides. Arakawa's envy delights in manipulating human emotion, dividing their loyalties, and watching them suffer.
Fool. You just have to forsake one little village to save an entire country. Too bad you don't have the stomach to do the logical thing. I shouldn't be surprised. That's just how all you humans are.
Whether by lie or truth, the envious seek to stand tall by having their competition cut each other down.
Wait, aren't you so mad at Gretchen for telling me?
No,
Because if you are, you can tell me. It was a really bitchy thing for her to do.
Yeah, it was pretty bitchy, but I'm not mad. I mean, I guess she just likes the attention.
See, Gretch, I told you she's not mad at you.
Dante the Pilgrim meets a particularly mean girl in Purgatory who confessed. My fellow citizens were close to Calais, where they joined battle with their enemies. There they were routed, beaten. They were reeling along the bitter paths of flight. And seeing that chase, I felt incomparable joy. Thus envy cuts down its opposition by assuming that everyone thinks the same way, petty and unrelenting. But this is envy's downfall, its inability to see the power of the common good. Envy is blind.
Don't kid yourself, Mustang. You know humans love to watch other people suffer while making fools of themselves. I mean, why else would you constantly be at war with each other?
There really is nothing quite like watching fools dig their own graves. Especially when that fool is an arrogant homunculus who's too stupid to see what he's doing.
Arakawa's envy spends so much time tearing characters apart that it has no concept of what to do when characters work together. The envious cannot see that their own actions will drive their opposition to work against themselves.
Can I just say that we don't have a clique problem at this school? And some of us shouldn't have to take this workshop because some of us are just victims in the situation?
That's probably true. How many of you have ever felt personally victimized by Regina George?
Dante manifests this blindness in the Purgatorio by sewing the eyes of the envious shut, for their very way of thinking blinds them from the truth. When your longings center on things such that sharing them apportions less to each, then envy stirs the bellows of your sights. But if the love within the highest sphere should turn your longings heavenward, the fear inhabiting your breast will disappear. For there, the more there are who say ours, so much the greater is the good possessed. Thus, as Arakawa shows us, when envy's enemies stand together, envy dies alone.
I guess we'll see how long this adorable little alliance of yours can hold up. Oh, well, best of luck with that pipsqueak.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you would like to see more. Your patronage is greatly appreciated.